Hey everyone, and welcome to Celie's Kitchen YouTube channel. Today guys, we'll be making some veggie pasta along with some salmon squares. So stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe to Celie's Kitchen YouTube channel. So today guys, I'm going to start out with some hot water, and I'm adding some Goya adobo seasoning to the water. Before I add my pasta, I'm also going to add some country crock plant-based butter. So this is being added in the pot so the pasta won't stick together. So then I'm going to go over to my counter and I'm gonna unwrap my raw salmon, and then I'm gonna be washing it with some lemon and some water just to make sure that I take off all the the grime and all the bacteria. So I'm washing my salmon with some lemon, and I'm adding water to that while I am washing with the lemon. And then next guys, I am going to start out by slicing my salmon in strips. Yes, I'm going to slice them in little strips, and then I'm going to cut them across again in little squares so I could get them all cubed. So now that my salmon is in the bowl guys, I'm gonna start out by adding my seasoning. So I'm adding some Old Bay hot and spicy seasoning, and then I'm gonna add some onion powder, and then I'm gonna add some Mrs. Dash, and of course some garlic powder as well. So I'm combining all my dry ingredients to a bowl, and also of course Goya guys, I'm gonna add my Goya too. So I'm combining all dry ingredients in a bowl, and then I'm going to add that to my salmon. So guys, now that I'm adding all my dried ingredients to the fish, I am making sure that everything gets covered and marinated properly. Then I will be adding some whole wheat flour to this mix just to make sure that when I air fry it, it will have that crunch on the outside of the squares. Yes, I'm looking for this crunch, this golden brown crunch, so I'm adding some whole wheat flour to this mixture. So I'm rubbing that in, and I'm gonna let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm going to add it to my air fryer. So now guys, I'm gonna be spraying my air fryer with some grapeseed oil, and then I will start adding my salmon pieces to the air fryer. So I'm adding them slowly, spreading them out, making sure that everything gets penetrated. So today guys, I will be adding some spaghetti green pasta, some cauliflower spaghetti as well, and also some whole wheat. So I'll be using 3 different kinds of pasta in this meal today. So I'm going to leave it to boil for about 10 minutes. I don't want it overcooked because remember, I will be cooking it down with my. So today guys, I will be making a sauce to base my salmon squares. So I'm starting out with some Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce, and then I'll be also combining that with some Heinz tomato ketchup, and I'm adding about 2 tablespoons full. I'm not measuring. And then I'm going to add some sweet chili sauce to that mix as well. But before I swish this around with a spoon, I'm also going to be adding some herb seasoning from Wesley Farms. Yes, Wesley Farms. I got this in BJ's guys, just in case you want to know where to get this herb seasoning. So I'm adding this to this bowl, and then I am going to be basting my salmon squares with this sauce. So guys, I'll also be adding some water to these 3 sauces that I've added in the bowl with the herb seasoning. So I'm swishing this around with a spoon. So guys, I'm gonna start cooking down my seasonings. So I've added in the pot some butter, some garlic, some parsley, some scallions, some onions, and of course I'm going to be adding the corn, because the corn takes a little while to cook. So I'm kind of cooking down the corn in the seasonings before I add the other ingredients. So I'm going to slowly be adding my other ingredients like my tomatoes, my broccoli, my cauliflower, and of course my green bell peppers. So I'm going to cover this and let it cook down for a little bit before I start adding my pasta. So my pasta is already cooked, but I have to saute these vegetables so we can have everything cooked properly all at once. So to this, before I cover, I'm going to be adding some stash, herbs and spice. And then I'm going to be adding some Goya adobo, because as you know guys, I don't really use salt, so this is my substitute for salt. And also I'm going to add some herb seasoning as well from Wesley Farms. That herb seasoning is so amazing because you could use it just on anything. So I'm going to leave this to simmer, but before I do, I'm going to stir for a little bit. And I'm going to add a little water because everything seems to be drying out. So I'm going to stir a little bit and then I'm going to cover so the corn can get properly cooked with all the rest of the vegetables in the pot. So now that my vegetables are partially cooked guys, I'm going to be adding the pastas. So as you could see, it's 3 different kinds of pasta that I've added to the pot. So I'm stirring in everything, I'm combining everything together, and I'm going to add some more seasoning just to make sure that it has the right flavor. So I will continue to stir each corner of the pot just to make sure everything is proper. So today guys, I'll be adding some vegan cheddar shreds to the pot just to add the flavor that I'm looking for. So tell me I'm crazy, but I'm adding some vegan cheddar shreds, and this is non-dairy of course guys. So if you're vegan, this is something you could definitely try. So I'm mixing in everything in the pot until the cheese melts, and then I will be serving my salmon squares along with this sumptuous meal to show you. So now guys, I'm adding some Parmesan shreds to my mix just to top it off before I serve it. So stay tuned for the finished product. So guys, here you have my salmon squares along with my veggie pasta and some orange tomatoes on the side, and it's delicious.